Guys, welcome to my channel Hardest Math. It's me Binesh Kumar Mandal, and today also I came with one of the new questions. As you can see here, the question is A B C D. This is a square, and we have one semicircle here and one quarter circle here, as you can see in the figure, and a line EF is drawn such that the line EF is tangent to this both circle, and it is asked to find the length of EF. So see, the diameter of the semicircle is here 10, and the radius of this quarter circle is 8, and it is asked to find the length of EF. So if you would like to give this problem try, then just pause the video. Whenever you are ready, keep watching. So let's see how to solve these questions. So to solve these questions, suppose that we have its a center here, the center of the semicircle here, and the center of this quarter circle is here. And if we draw a line from the center to this tangent, if we draw a line from the center to this tangent, if we draw a line from this center to this tangent, then obviously this is perpendicular to this tangent. And again, if we draw a line from this center to this tangent, then this line will also be perpendicular to this tangent. This both will be perpendicular to this tangent, because the radius is perpendicular to tangent, and this other radius is also perpendicular to this tangent, because the line EF is a common tangent to this both semicircle and quarter circle. And suppose we will name it that GC. We will name it GC. So this is the line GC here, and again we will draw a perpendicular line from the point E to the line BC. This is our perpendicular line, and we name it as H. So you can see here I have drawn a two radius, a radius of this semicircle to this tangent, and the radius of this quarter circle to the same tangent. And again I have drawn a line ES, a perpendicular line ES to the line BC. Now as you can see here, we have a two triangles here. One triangle is BGC and the another triangle is EFH. So these two triangles we have here. Now we can see these two triangles are congruent. Triangle GBC and triangle EFH, these both triangles are congruent. Okay, so as we can see here in the figure that these two triangles are congruent. Triangle GBC and triangle EFH, these both triangles are congruent by the ASA, angle sides angle axiom. So these two triangles are congruent by angle sides angle axiom. I will tell you that how these two triangles becomes congruent. So let's see. Now see the triangle EFH. In triangle EFH, this is a 90-degree angle, and if we let these angles as theta, here, then the remaining angles of this triangle, the remaining angles of triangle EFH will be here. These angles will be 90 minus theta. This angle will be 90 minus theta. Now as you can see, the triangle, suppose I am going to name this point, as P. See that in right angle triangle, PFC. This is a right angle triangle, because we have 90-degree angle here, and this angle is 90 degree minus theta, 90 degree minus theta. So then these angles will be here, the remaining angles will be here theta. These angles will be theta here because it is 90 degree and this angle is 90 minus theta. In this triangles this angle is 90 degree and this angle is 90 degree minus theta, so these angles will be theta, and this angles is also theta. We have let it before. Now see in these both triangles GBC and triangle EFS, triangle GBC and in triangle EFS, these both triangles becomes congruent by angle sides angle axiom. As you can see, this angles is equal to these angles we have. This is theta angle, so this is also theta, so these two angles equal, and the sides EH and the sides BC are equal. The sides EH angle EFEH is equal to angle FEH. This angle is equal to, we have GCB because both have the angle theta here, both have the measurements theta here. And then the sides EH is equal with the sides BC because these both sides are the sides of a square. See, the sides DC and sides EH will be equal, and the sides DC and BC will be equal because this ABCD is a square, so the sides of squares are equal here. So DC and BC sides equal, and DC sides and EH sides equal, so it means BC side is equal to EH sides. So this EH sides and BC sides will be equal here. So this is the angle and this one is side, and then the next angle, as you can see, this right angle is equal to this right angle. So angle EHF is equal to, we have angle GBC because both are 90 degree here, both are right angle here, and this angle is also right angle and this angle is also right angle. So finally these two triangles becomes congruent. Triangles GBC and triangles EFH becomes congruent here by angle sides angle axiom. Let's see again that how these two triangles becomes congruent. This angle is equal to, we have this angle, and this sides is equal to, we have this sides in our triangle, and this angle is equal to, we have this angle. So angle side angle, here also angle sides angle. So angle sides angle, by this axiom these two triangles becomes congruent. And if these two triangles are congruent, then the corresponding sides will be equal. Corresponding sides of these two triangles will be equal. Now as we can see here, the corresponding sides of the side EF, the corresponding sides of EF is GC. So EF sides EF is equal to, we have the sides GC, because as you can see in this in the triangle EFS, the sides EC, the sides EF, in the triangles EFS, the sides EF is just opposite to this right angle, and the sides in triangle GBC, GC is also the sides which is opposite to this right angle. So these two right angles are equal in the both triangle, so their opposite sides will be the corresponding sides. So these two corresponding sides becomes equal because these two triangles are congruent by angle sides angle axiom. So these two sides will be equal, these two corresponding sides will be equal. So it means the length of GC will be the length of EF. So we will try to find the length of GC. Now let's see length of GC. GC is equal to, we can have here GP plus PC. See the length of GC, this length GC is equal to GP plus PC. If we add these two sides, GP and PC, then it forms a bigger side, that is GC. So GC is equal to, we have GP plus PC, and GP is the radius of semicircle. As you can see, GP is the radius of this semicircle. So if we find the radius of semicircle, GP is equal to, it is diameter by 2, means 10 by 2, that is 5. So the GP is equal to, we got 5 here. And PC is equal to, PC is the radius of this quarter circle. PC is the radius of this quarter circle. PC is the radius of this quarter circle, and radius of this quarter circle is 8 here. So PC is 8. Now GC is equal to, it is 5 plus 8, and 5 plus 8 is 13. If we add this to 5 and 8, then this becomes 13 here. So it means the length of sides EF and GC, this both are 13. So this is our final answer. I hope you guys have enjoyed these videos. If you like the videos, then like it, comment down below and share it to your friends, and please subscribe to our channel and support us. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.